Hey guys, it's Peter and welcome to my channel, Peter's Reality TV Recaps and Opinions, but mostly just opinions. And I have some opinions today. Listen, Linda, I am pissed off, okay? I am pissed off because every show that I go to watch is not on this week. Okay, I'm not happy about it at all. Last night, my husband and I got caught up on all the Housewives because we hadn't watched last week's Housewives. So we watched them last night, and then we watched the last two episodes of House of Villains. We watched the finale and all that kind of stuff. I was so happy. If you watch House of Villains, who I wanted to win is who won, and I was so happy with House of Villains, the worst reality competition television show in the world. And it was so bad, you guys. Like, it was so bad, okay? But I just, I couldn't stop watching it, but it was so bad. So anyway, and then after that, so last night was Tuesday night. Okay, so I usually watch Dragula like Monday going into Tuesday night. Well, I'd already remembered that they announced on the last episode of Dragula that Dragula wasn't going to be on for 2 weeks. And then they were going to come out and they were going to do the reunion show and then the finale. And the reason why it wasn't going to be on for 2 weeks, I need my fan for this. The reason why I need some lip gloss, listen, Linda, when you got to get ready for these videos, okay? Because if you're not ready, then it just doesn't come out the same. So anyway, then they come out and they say that they're not going to do it for 2 weeks. Well, not do it, but you know. Because they're not going to have the show for 2 weeks because of the holidays and things like that. I'm like, listen, okay? Then they're going to do the reunion and then the finale, right? And I'm like, y'all act like you are some super scary drag monsters. Y'all need Christmas off. You need New Year's off. You need Christmas and New Year's off, but you are so scary, drag monsters out there in the world. No, ma'am, okay? If you were really drag monsters, you wouldn't get no Christmas off. You wouldn't get no Christmas Eve off, okay? That's when a lot of drag queens are making their most money anyway. You wouldn't be getting no New Year's Eve off. You wouldn't be getting no Earth Day off, no Easter off. Listen, Linda, okay? That shit needs to stop, okay? With these shows not airing because it's Christmas. I mean, what's that all about? How many times do we need to see, what's that movie with the kid that puts his tongue on well, I can't remember that Christmas Story. How many times do you need to see that? They run that movie 24 hours a day. I don't need to see that shit, okay? I need to see Dragula. But nope, they don't air it for 2 weeks, right? Okay, pissed about that. I think because they think nobody's going to be watching it. I was waiting to watch it. Below Deck Mediterranean, not on this week. What, the boat don't sail during Christmas? Are you kidding me? I need to find out what is going on that show, okay? I need to find out if they got fired, if that girl was able to clean rooms. Listen, I need to know what happened. No, Below Deck, Mediterranean. Then my husband and I last night, now this really did it for me. This pissed me off, okay? So we watched Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I'm sitting there in this chair, looking right there at our DVR below, okay? And we're watching it. It's coming up on 9 o'clock. And I look at the clock. It's 9:04. And I'm like, it goes to 9, then it goes to 9:04, and I look at the clock, and I'm like, there's no red light on the DVR, which means nothing's recording, right? And I'm like, what night does Salt Lake City come on? And Alex goes, it comes on Wednesdays. And I go, no, I'm pretty sure it comes on Tuesdays. And he goes, so I Google search it, and I go, no, it comes on Tuesdays. Why is it not recorded on our DVR? I want to watch it tonight, because I think tonight is the season finale. So I look it up, and I'm like, whatever, it's on Tuesdays, and so Alex pulls it up and all that kind of stuff. Oh, this is when we got done with it or something like that, right? Because I wanted to find out. I want to see the season finale. I want to find out who Heather Gay finds information on and what friend has betrayed them. I want to know all of it, okay? I want to know all of it. If it is Meredith Marks behind this whole scene, I don't think it is. My husband and I were talking about it. And they're painting it's either going to be Meredith or Monica. I don't think that's who's sending the messages. I think we're going to find out, and sadly, I think we're going to find out that it's Lisa. I don't know why, okay? But this is the other thing. You know, I watch all the Housewives and all their labels, and I kind of love for some of that, right? But why is it with Salt Lake City, they don't really care what they're spending tens of thousands of dollars on as long as it has a label, but then they're wearing 15 different labels at the same time, and none of it's cute. It's like they just went in the store and said, buy me the ugliest thing for the most amount of money. I mean, some of this stuff that they wear, these sunglasses on Salt Lake City are all of them hideous. That hat that Heather had on the beach, the cord was cute, the green plastic cord, but the rest of it was ugly. I just don't understand some of their clothing choices. And in all honesty, I think this is what's so interesting about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I was such a fan, or I was such, not a fan. I did not like Angie K, okay? I did not like her last season. I was pissed when they gave her Snowflake. And then the whole show starts this year, okay? And I didn't like her this season at all. And then I didn't like her when they went to, what's that, why can't I think of her? I was going to say Trinity K. Bonet. What's that RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star winner? What's her name? Why can't I think of her name? Trixie Mattel's Motel in Palm Springs. And they're all fighting about who's friends with Trixie and who made the trip and all that kind of stuff. And then they bring Angie K. Whitney brings Angie K to just stir up a bunch of stuff. And I didn't like Angie K then, okay? But something over time has become very endearing to me. And I have to say, I really love Angie K. Not to mention, I think she has some of the best style on the show, okay? Lisa Barlow, I think she has a lot of good style, kind of off the rack. But you can step aside Lisa Barlow, because I think there's a new fashionista in town. I think it might be Angie K, okay? I like Angie. I do, okay? And all this kind of stuff. I didn't like her before. But hey, listen. I can change my opinion at a moment's notice. My good China Jean tells me that all the time. So I want to know, okay, what is going on with Salt Lake City. I want to know, does he really love me? I know he does. He's upstairs right now getting ready to make his mac and cheese. But anyway, listen, Linda, okay, I need to know what Heather found out. Now, I will tell you this is what I think about these messages, okay? First of all, Meredith's like, well, I don't know about the rumors, how to get there. Okay, so this is what I thought was so interesting. This video is going to be about 1,000-Pound Sisters, but we're just going to talk about Salt Lake City, and tomorrow I'll talk about 1,000-Pound Sisters. Because that show done wrecked me anyway. I don't want to talk about it. I'll start crying for Amy, okay? Just listen. You know how they did that back in the day, those t-shirts for Winona Ryder, Free Winona? I'm going to make up t-shirts that say Cry for Amy, because her life just makes me so sad. It just does, right? But we'll talk about that tomorrow. So anyway, so I saw this, because I follow all the Housewives and all that kind of stuff. What's the one Housewives I follow on Twitter? Queens of Bravo. Oh my God, I love them so much. But I follow the Pink Box, or whatever it's called on Instagram. I don't know if these people are problematic, but they give all the tea, okay? So I saw this thing, and somebody brought up something, I don't know which one it was, but they brought up a good point. And they're like, there's all this speculation going around that Monica is behind the messages. And Monica is the one that was sending the messages to Meredith, right? Except, or whoever this person was. Listen, that's the Lord from Salt Lake City, okay? That's the people on the mission trips. They're sending me that cough right now. They don't want me talking about Meredith Marks. Okay. So anyway, she ain't even a Mormon, so I don't know why. But anyway, if she is, she's a bad Mormon. See what I did there? That was cute, wasn't it? But anyway, so people are speculating that Monica was the person that before they were come out as fake accounts, that they were somebody that was working with this person behind the scenes, or that, okay, but this was the thing, right? Nobody knew that Monica was on the show. So why would people be sending Monica, when the show was filming, when they didn't even know she was on the show, the messages, right? The only people that would know that Monica was on the show were people, because the cast hadn't been released yet. It was filming, right? Nobody knew Monica was on the show. She was the newest one on. She's the newest snowflake, right? So nobody knew that she was on the show. So some stranger out there with all this intel, okay, on Angie K about being a Greek mafia and bankruptcy and all this kind of stuff. Somebody out there is sending this stuff to Monica. Well, it can only be two people then. It either has to be Monica, and she's the one coming up with it, and she's the one sending the information to Meredith, knowing Meredith from the last season will do something with it like she did with Lisa Barlow, or it has to be Meredith, that Meredith didn't think this through. Or maybe it's Brooks Marks, okay, that just got signed with Ford Models. Congratulations, Brooks Marks. Now you can leave your parents' house at the age of 32, and you can go do something with your life. I thought you had a fashion design degree. That kid is at home all the time. He wants to be a housewife so bad, okay? I don't know if he did a third grade project when they asked you what your career wanted to be. He said he wanted to be a housewife. I don't know. Okay, all I know is he's less annoying than he was the last two seasons. Brooks Marks is fine. I like him now, right? I mean, his fashion line's tracksuits, but it's whatever. So anyway, hey, listen. They said it on the show. I can say it. It's my opinion. That's the other name of my channel. But Brooks Marks is okay. The only thing I don't understand is it's just so convenient. He lives in New York, right? They talk about him living in New York. Why is he always home? Why? I was not wanting to be home at all when I was his age, okay? Let alone with my two parents that are doing it in the bathtub. I did not want to be at home, okay? I couldn't wait to move out of my house. You got parents that are buying you Moncler coats, okay, and Range Rovers and putting you up in an apartment in New York and you can't wait to be back home in Salt Lake City. Why? I'm confused about that. Can somebody explain that to me? Anyway, but he's fine. He's fine. The first season he was on, he kind of annoyed me a little bit, but this season it's like, whatever. So anyway, I just think it's like, does Meredith call him up and go, hey, we're filming, come home? I don't get it, right? And she does seem very contrived and calculated that way, because I think that plays into the possibility that she could be behind these messages. We're going to find out next week anyway, right? Okay, hopefully, we never found out about who hit Heather Gay, or maybe that's what she's going to find out next week, is who actually hit her and the footage was released. Who knows, right? Or they found footage for it. I don't think that's what it's going to be. I think they fled this out this whole season because they showed this in the trailer, right? Of her talking about the phone call she just got and whatever. So I was thinking from the very beginning it was going to be about who hit her on the last trip, but apparently that's not it, right? Apparently it's going to be about this nonsense with these messages. So it either has to be Monica, because Monica was filming and she's too stupid to realize that when all this came out, people are going to be like, well, nobody knew Monica was filming. So either Monica had to come up with the messages or Meredith did, which meant that Meredith or Monica, whoever it was stupid enough to send it to the other person, knowing that Monica knew, everybody knew Monica wasn't filming yet. See, that's the evidence right there. Because nobody knew, besides the castmates, who and the family members and friends. So it has to be somebody in that close circle. You know, family members, friends, whatever, maybe Monica's mom. I mean, nobody knows, right? But it has to be somebody in that circle that was sending that information that really cannot stand Angie K, that wanted to get this information out there into the world. If I was Angie K and I found out who did this to me, I'm talking lawsuit central. I would be so pissed, okay? And she has a right to. She has handled this whole situation. Like, I did not like Angie K last season, and I think she acted outrageous to get her snowflake. Well, girl, you got your snowflake, and now we're really seeing who you are, and who you really are is actually a pretty nice person that handles things with grace. I have to be honest with you, I like her, you know? And I didn't before. My husband got laughing at me so hard I was saying this last night. I go on this, people think I get so heated on my drama channel. You ain't seen nothing yet, okay? You ain't seen nothing yet. I get so heated about this stuff. He was laughing at me. I was going on some dissertation about Angie K last night and how much I love her now. She's probably my favorite housewife of Salt Lake City, if you want to know the truth. All the other ones of them are backstabbing fools and all this kind of stuff. And while we're speaking of it, okay, Heather Gay that never wants to talk about anything to do with sex whatsoever. Now, I get her not wanting to talk about her kids. That I understand. Her 20-year-old kids and all that kind of stuff. I get her not wanting to talk about that. But whenever they ask her questions about her own intimate life or dating or whatever, she came from Monica and said Monica wasn't as single as she is and all this kind of stuff, right? She don't want to talk about all that kind of stuff. And then Whitney talks about how she used this boudoir photo shooting in the book. And Heather says, well, I ask you, blah, 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 whatever. I can understand. It's not, I think this was, it was, the way it was edited was not shown correctly, okay? Because what Whitney's upset about is not that Heather included it in the book. What she's upset about is, it's when she looked at Heather and goes, you're a hypocrite, okay? That's what she's upset about. Because Heather doesn't have any problem talking about everybody else's sexuality, gossiping about their sexual lives, gossiping about bathtubs, gossiping about this kind of stuff, putting Whitney's thing to spice up her book. And when Heather said, I'm a New York Times bestseller, I'm like, girl, you are arrogant, number one. Number two, ain't nobody buying that book unless you're a housewife. Let's just be for real, okay? Nobody's buying that bullshit book unless you're a housewife. I kind of wanted to read that book. If you've read it and you thought it was good, put it in the comment section below. Because I wanted to hear about the life of Heather Gay. But I don't really want to hear about her and her ex-husband and leaving the church and all that kind of stuff. I really don't care. I just don't, okay? So she uses the Housewives because she knows that that's what people want to read. This does not take brain science, okay? I always say brain science. I always get that one wrong. This doesn't take engineering. I don't know what it takes, okay? But it don't take a lot of smarts to realize she used a lot of the stories of the Housewives because she knew that that would be appealing to the people that were reading it. That's why you're a New York Times bestseller. Not because you're the world's best writer. Let's just admit it. You ain't no Toni Morrison, okay? You ain't no Toni Morrison, okay? You just aren't. So, listen. You're Heather Gay, writing a book, and you're a housewife. And that's okay. That's totally fine. Teresa Goodice does well in her books. They all do good. That's totally fine, okay? You got to have something to market because you got Beauty Lab and now you got your book. Everybody else, every other housewife's marketing 10 businesses. You should too, okay? But don't be throwing that in Whitney's face like a diss. What you should have said was, if you really want to prove that you're a changed person, was, I asked you for permission. I didn't realize it would hurt your feelings. I don't really feel comfortable talking about my sex life, Whitney. If that makes me a hypocrite, I guess that makes me a hypocrite. But you storm out and that makes you look like a bad person is what it does, okay? It makes you look like somebody that can't handle her own shit, and that's the truth, okay? And then asking to be unmiked and the producers and all this kind of stuff. So anyway, all that, but if these messages come out, okay, it's going to ruin somebody on the show. I I think Meredith don't even really care anymore if she's on the show, if you want to know the truth. Like, I really don't think that she cares. So, do I think that it might come out that it's Meredith? I don't know. She acted so weird about this whole thing, but they're really building it up to be that it's Meredith, that makes me think it's not Meredith. Okay, so then who do we have left? We have Heather. Well, Heather's the one that goes crazy. I don't think it's Monica. Okay, Monica's not going to ruin her chance of her first season on the show. You got to remember that, okay? So if she thought that there was any chance of this coming out, that means she's not coming back to the show. She's not going to do that, okay? They fired other people for less on the shows, on the franchises. So I don't think that it's Monica. Not to mention that Monica on the boat, she even said to Meredith, we were both talking shit and Googling Angie K and the Greek Mafia in Salt Lake City. She admitted to that. So why is she going to act like, I mean, she wouldn't have admitted to anything. She admitted to that. She was willing to admit it all. That's kind of what I like about Monica, is that she's willing to be like, this is who I am, take it or leave it, right? And I don't like everything that she does, and I don't condone all of everything that she does, but I appreciate that attitude about her. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, it has to be Meredith. If it's not Meredith, Heather acts really surprised. So if it's not Meredith, then it has to be who? Lisa? Who else is there left? Who else is there left that I'm forgetting? My husband will keep tabs on this. Angie K, Monica, Heather, Lisa, and Meredith. That's it, right? Mary Cosby? If it's Mary Cosby, then we'll understand why she was on the show this whole season and she was a friend. But I just don't see Mary Cosby going these lengths, which means it has to be Meredith or Lisa. Because I just don't think it's Monica. I really don't. I could be wrong. I mean, I could be completely wrong, right? Or maybe it's not even about that, what they go crazy about. Maybe it's about footage from the last trip and they'll carry this over to the next season to get everybody to watch. I don't know, okay? But I'm over Meredith anyway, you know? Meredith and Lisa have gotten so arrogant on the show as it has gone on. And through the whole season, I kind of felt like Whitney was very self-righteous, you know? She's always throwing out these terms. As somebody that's been in therapy for a long time and been sober for a long time, you know, these terms that she throws around are therapeutic words that she's using in therapy and then putting on her friends. I know how that's as old as time, okay? I've seen that a million times. But I have to tell you, the last 2 seasons, I liked Whitney a lot more. Angie K, I love. Monica, I've liked since episode 1. I thought she was real. I thought she was a smart move. Jeff Lewis said, why is she on the show? She ain't got any money. I think she's relatable. I think she's smart. I think her story has substance to it with her mother and her ex, and she has owned all of it along the way, you know? And I've lived for it. You know, she doesn't say everything about this. She talks about her part in a relationship with her mother, too. You got to look for it, but it's there. You know, she talks about cheating on her husband with his whatever, brother-in-law or whoever. I don't know who. But, you know, she's very honest about it. A lot more honest than a lot of these other women would be, you know? So, anyway, let's see what happens next week. I'm ready. But I was pissed. Because we got done, and then Alex looks it up, and he goes, yeah, the next episode's on the 2nd. I go, are you effing kidding me? I got to wait another week to find out. I was so pushed. I was calling people on the phone. I was like, can you believe that we have to wait till Salt Lake City? I was calling my friends Nikki and Tanya Jean. I was like, can you believe we have to wait another week? And Tanya goes, you knew that they were going to do this to us. I go, no, I did not know that they were going to do this to us. Andy Cohen, seriously? Andy's got the 411, 411. Anyway, let me know what you think about Salt Lake City in the comment section below. I can't believe this season's almost over. Anyway, and then it's the reunion, and that's the best. I love the reunions. By the way, I am on episode 7, season 3 of Vanderpump Rules, okay? And let me just tell you about that show that I thought was absolute BS. It is the most addictive show I have ever watched in my entire life. Any show in my entire life. Later this week is coming my top most expected, most excited reality shows that are coming out in January 2023. So that video is coming later this week. Tomorrow, 1,000 Pound Sisters. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you then. Bye.